I was a very busy bee today, driving around. I did 823 kilometers or 514 miles. Got up at 4:45 a.m. and actually my alarm clock on my smartphone was set up for 5 o'clock because I needed to start driving at 5:30 and to load this thing north of Toronto. And then some guys, you know, there's a couple of guys here that they start real early, and 4:45 the guy starts warming up his truck. And then of course, you know, what do you do? A stupid situation, you have only 15 minutes. So I just got up, you know, and went to the rest area on 401, just did my morning bathroom thing and started driving. And now I have this, it's called, it's a car, but the thing is, it's not a real car. It's called muck car, M-U-C-K, muck car. Basically, it's a railroad car, but a very specialized one. See how they this is probably the first time I have something like this. So they put it on these special blocks, you know, and then they see brand new, shiny, like the wheel. Never rolled down the tracks. I don't know what that thing is. Sits in the middle, probably. Oh yeah, probably just keeps them moving. Kind of like a counterweight. See? So that's how. And it's all attached, like these things. So the big forklift. See, it's all a frame here. So the big forklift just grabbed it, and they supplied the tarp. They said no tarping required. Okay. So all this came with a load, you know, like these straps. And over here they said it's 36,000 pounds. So I went to the scale, and sure enough, so that's what I have, 12,080 pounds on the front, 35,420 on the drives, and 35,580 on the trailer. And saying this, I even lifted the rear axle, you know. My axles are 25,000 pounds each, so no need to drag another one. Yeah. And securing this thing was pretty easy, but they did mention that the shipper mentioned before I head over there, they said make sure the driver has at least 4 shackles. And of course I have them. And so for this kind of weight you only need 4 chains, like half-an-inch chains, right? So, and actually the shipper said, yo, we want you to cross them. Yeah, basically, if you can see it over there, I put the shackles on the hole there. Okay, where are they? Yeah, over there. So, my big shackles. And then they threaded this. This is their stuff too. Like all these ropes. This is just like a car that runs on the mine railroad. See, like the wheelbase. Yeah, the wheelbase is pretty small, so it's only 17 feet long. You know. Well, nice easy load, just 4 chains. And another thing is, today's Friday, and of course Monday is. I did not realize this when I took this load. I always forget all these holidays, right? And there was Victoria Day last week in Canada, so now Monday, of course, is Memorial Day, right? And with oversized load, this is 10 feet wide, even though over here, you see over here, it's like I'm legal, right? Just the bad part starts over here, which actually makes it very easy to haul a load like this, because, you know, I don't like, even if I'm in the construction area, right, like they have barriers, you know, and it's narrow, but the barriers are usually only this high, you know. So, and my oversized section starts pretty much at the level of my head. So I like this. It's a pretty much easy load, and you can even do it with a step deck because it's what, 9 feet 5 inches tall. So anything under 10 feet you can put in a step deck, but of course then, you know, the center of gravity would be much higher. The wind would really be would be killing the top if you're on a step deck trail, because see, I'm kind of like hidden behind my truck, right? See, that's the height of a drive-in trail, right? But if you put it on a step deck, it's gonna be like way up there. The fact of the matter is that I have to sit here till I'm back in Cambridge, so I have to sit here till Monday. So today's Friday, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, days off. But on Monday, I'm gonna drive 100 miles towards Fort Erie, Ontario, you know, US border, where the buffalo is on the other side, just to get ready. And then Tuesday they're gonna send me the permits, and I just need 3: New York, Pennsylvania, Maryland, and I need the bond. So Monday I'll just work a few hours basically. But I want to do something about this, of course. I just don't like it, you know. I'm driving and it's mostly ballooning. It was ballooning on this, and I added a bunch of bungee cords in here, so this thing is very tight at the bottom, and yet, and then I have this, and then I have this, and still this side was just going crazy, you know. It was like, I don't know, maybe it's because, no, this is pretty good. See, they have the openings here for the crane hooks, but somehow air, of course, air gets underneath here. You know, this should have been at the very bottom, but then I need access to my chains, you know, and of course, see here, I did that. This is all mine, right? I just made sure that this is all tied down with bungee cords, but that's why it's ballooning. So the air goes in here as I'm driving, you know, high pressure, and it has to go somewhere, and for some reason it just doesn't want to go straight back because it's all open there, right? Like, why can't you just go out? No, it tries to go up, you know. The air tries to go up and it fills these, and so heading to the port. So hopefully I'll be there Wednesday morning. And then Friday night, I have to be back in Canada because Saturday morning, I'm flying to New York City, ladies and gentlemen. Just basically 3 days off in Manhattan, smack in the middle of New York City. So I'm flying there. The plane is like $230 Canadian return, but then you have to pay $50 for the cab one way from the airport. I think I'm landing in, not Liberty, this the other one, the one that's close to Manhattan. But still, it's like $40-50, right? So the plane is 220. It's 500 kilometers by air, one way, so 1,000 kilometers, so 600 miles. And the plane, the airplane company charges $220 Canadian, which is like 185 US. The cab is $50 US for basically 20 miles, you know, 32 kilometers. Unbelievable. I'm not even mentioning how much the hotel is per night, because then the aviation company would just say, why are we running all these planes where we can just buy a building and charge people much more money? You know, why bother with all these pilots and you know, attendants and planes and maintenance? I don't know how they make money on this, but this is a Canadian company, Air Canada, I think, right? So $220 or $230 a return trip from Toronto to New York City. But of course I have to drive there in my car, and then I pay, which is like 45 miles from here to the airport, and I found discounted parking. It's like $40 Canadian, so 30-35 US for 5 days. And then Wednesday I'm flying back. So now my concern is, because of the Memorial Day, I didn't realize that I'll be crossing the border only on Tuesday, so now I don't know if I'll make it back. And of course I got these cheap tickets. They're not refundable. And of course, another thing is, so I'm losing, if I'm not coming back, I'm losing this $230 anyway, because I thought I can find parking somewhere near Baltimore, because New York City is right there, right? So I can just park the truck and just get a bus or a plane and you know, get to New York City. But then I lose the money for the tickets. I don't know, I'd rather get back here, you know, and feel like a civilian. I don't want to drive a truck over there. I want to relax a little bit, so this is like a mini vacation. But this is it, right? This is, that trailer seems awfully close. Anyway, so now I'm just grabbing my bag, and I didn't eat much all day today. It was very hot. I had to run air conditioning all the time. And now I'm just jumping into my car. It's already almost, what, 8 o'clock. And I'm gonna grab something to eat. And that's it. So this is a quick update. So finally I'm working, I'm making money. So good weekend to everybody.